You can consider stories as being a leader's weapon. They're also considered as currency for humanity. And if you're able to tell compelling stories, then you're able to rule the world. In this video, I'll tell you the formula for telling compelling stories. Hi, my name is Dr. Nasser Ali, and I'm all about empowering young people, personal development, with a special focus on leadership, innovation, and communication. Now, we all know that storytelling is very, very powerful. And as I've mentioned, stories are a leader's weapon, and they're the currency for humanity. And if you're able to tell compelling stories, then you'll be able to rule the world. Now, the formula for telling compelling stories consists of three components. Component number one is the incident. This is the story itself, actually what happens. So you have to format the incident. So you have to speak about the 5 W's: what, who, where, when, and why. So you have to make sure you highlight and you mention all these, the 5 W's. And also you need to make sure that you describe the visuals, the kinesthetics, so that when you're telling the story, people can picture what's going on. And also any characters that you speak about, you need to bring the characters to life. And how do you bring the characters to life? You can do that through your body action. You're playing their role using your body to bring them to life. And secondly is through varying your vocals, your vocal variety. So you could change your voice to play their role, to bring their character to life. So it's very important that if the characters in the story, you can bring them to life, that makes the story even more interesting, and you'll be able to engage the people more. And also it's very important that you keep the story, you don't make it too long. Ideally, you should try to make the story 2 to 3 minutes. Now, if it's a high stakes story, then it could take longer. However, you don't want to bore people, and to try to make the story 2 to 3 minutes. And sometimes you get experts, people who are very, very good at storytelling. They can even condense that and do it in 30 seconds or in less than 1 minute. So try to make sure that the story is not too long. So the incident is the first component. You need to make sure you master that component of the storytelling formula. And the second component is the point. So what is the point of the story? There needs to be a point. There's no point telling a story that doesn't have a point, and people are not going to be happy with that, and it's going to put people off listen to your stories. So it's very, very important that the story that you tell has to have a good, valid point. And the third component is the linking. So the story that you've told, how can you link that with the people that are listening? So for example, if I tell a story about something, a personal story that involves me, and I'm speaking in front of a class of school kids, then how do I relate that story to these youngsters? So I have to pick up on certain lessons from that story, and I'll need to tell that to the youngsters. So for example, it may be that my story that I've told this youngster involves about hard work, about not giving up. So I can use them lessons and tell them that make sure that you never give up. You always keep on trying, and only then you can become successful. So it's very important that the third component is the linking. So for example, if I'm talking to salespeople or business related people and I tell a personal story, then I need to find a link that links the story with these people and what they want. So it's very, very important. And sometimes there might not be a direct link. This is where you have to try to find an indirect link and then through that indirect link. But however, in all cases, you need to find a link to link that story with your audience. And these are the three components. And if you're able to master these three components, the incident, the point, and the linking, then no doubt you'll be able to tell a compelling story that will have great impact and people will be interested to listen to you. And as I said, stories are weapons for leaders, so you need to make sure that you become a good storyteller.